Hi everybody. I know it's been a while since I published a video. I'm working on a new series of videos where I actually interact with my spirit guides. And this is actually the first video that I shot interacting with my spirit guides. I did some tests about a year ago, and then the one that you're about to see was the first video I considered to not be a test. Now, I had been procrastinating on doing this, just didn't feel comfortable doing it, and how was I going to do it? And then one day I just said, enough sitting around waiting to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go do it. And I sat down and I did the whole video, and I think it turned out great, except I looked ridiculous because I didn't comb my hair and I didn't do any of the normal things that I would have done to make myself look a little bit more presentable. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy that. One of the interesting things about this video is that normally I interact with the same group of spirit guides. There might be somebody added or somebody who doesn't show up for a while, but it's the same general group. And if you go earlier in my life, it was a different group, but it was the same thing. It was always the same group. And then in this video that you're about to see, in the very first video that I really intended on putting on camera, suddenly I ran into a new guide that I had no idea who he was, and I thought that was very interesting. Now later on at some point I'm going to do a video and I'm going to find out more about who that was. But for now, I just enjoy the video. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe if you like it. Just push the red button. And if you like it, that helps. Let me know you like it. Thanks. Enjoy. Okay, so let's jump right in on a question. And the question I'm going to ask today is about politics. It seems like the world is becoming so divided in politics, and I'm wondering why that is. Does it mean anything in particular, or is it just par for the course? I'm just wondering about the division. So let me get into the frame of mind here. Politics aren't really any different today than they ever have been. They've always been divisive. They've always been an argument. Wars have come into existence over politics. It's not really a case of whether time has changed or a situation has changed. It's more, let me stop. Who am I talking to? I didn't actually specify who I'm talking to. I see an old man, and he's sitting on what might be a park bench. I don't really think he is an old man. Not quite sure what he is. Hi, what's your name? He tells me his name is Bob. I don't think his name is Bob. I get the feeling he's an angel, but I have never run into this one yet. I'm getting the impression this might be Metatron, but I'm not sure that that's really who I'm talking to. I can tell it's an angel. he's kind of gotten behind me, and he's saying, he's got his hands on my shoulders, and he's saying, it's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. He's much taller than I am. I'm 6 feet, and he towers over me. He says, let's get going. It's not really politics that have changed. It's the people that have changed. As people grow, as people mature, as people learn about the world and the environment around them, they get this set of experiences by which they judge other things. And in this set of experiences, they have things that have gone well for them and things that have not worked so well for them, and they see things that have worked well for other people and have not worked well for them, or have not worked well for anyone. These experiences create a lens by which they perceive the world, the set of experiences that they accumulate through a lifetime. And so the politics change because the people watching them become more concerned about those experiences that they believe to be most favorable, and they don't stop to consider that other people have had other experiences and they've lived a different life altogether. And so it really isn't the politics that are changing so much as it is the perception of the individual. All people he's showing me what I think is an ancient Greek community. I can see the pillars of a temple. I can see the kind of outfits they're wearing. He's showing me that these people went to war, and most of these people didn't know why they were going to war. They just went to war because that's what they were told to do. They were riled up because of a government that told them they are supposed to be riled up, told them who the enemy is, told them why that's the enemy, and then they went to war, and God, it was a slaughter. It was a slaughter. People slaughtering each other. And he's asking me how do my politics size up against that? Well, at this point, nobody's slaughtering each other. I can't rule it out that it wouldn't happen. It's happened before, it's happened a lot of times, but I can't rule it out. He's asking me, but do you see how easy it was all the thousands of years ago to get the people riled up to such an extent that they were willing to slaughter each other over a disagreement. And the disagreement was about perception, about how they perceive that their life is supposed to be against how someone else perceived their life is supposed to be. He's saying that land and assets and personal aspirations feed into those perceptions. Whoever these two warring parties are, I can see that it's easier with my eyes closed, so just bear with me. everyone lives based on their perception of the events that have formed who they are. Everyone forgets that they're more than what they are. The battles go on and they go on and they go on, and the fights go on and the differences go on, and life isn't going to change for the human race until they start understanding that there's something more than the money that they own, and there's something more than the assets that they have or the contribution they make. And that's not to say that they shouldn't be making a contribution. It's just saying that the contribution of everyone needs to be observed, and the contribution of all things and have to be observed. Life goes on, life repeats. People forget. It isn't about governments. It isn't about politics. It's about people. It isn't about religion. Religion is as bad as politics. People who don't know anything about God other than what some person told them to believe will become so consumed with what someone told them to believe that they'll go and they'll start the slaughter with other people. There's been a lot of that lately, but it's gone on forever. It's gone on since the beginning. The human race just repeats and repeats and repeats. They fall apart and they create new, with new visions and new dreams, and then ultimately they just create the same divisive environment that they had always had. So I ask him, will it always be this way? Time is a tricky thing. The spirit is a tricky thing. It's hard for a human being to understand that where he is right now is not the end all. He's much more than what he believes. As the spirit grows stronger and begins to get a broader view of what's around him and understanding of what's around him, his ideas of what's important change. So when you ask, will it always be this way? It's only this way here within this timeline. It's only this way within the races that exist on this plane of existence. It's part of the game. It's part of learning. It's part of understanding. And I think that's about it. I'm not sure how long I've lasted. I'm not timing. I hope this was interesting. And I guess that's all I'm going to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much.